Hello, I'm Dr. Tom, and I'd like to welcome you to another Friday update. And what a spectacular week we have had inside the world of gin. This past Sunday, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people joined us for a rally call to begin to build the excitement, to begin to build the unity, to begin to build the energy toward our virtual global family dream weekend. A culmination of us coming together as a club, because it's actually been a year since we could meet in the world of Cabo, where we shared that camaraderie, where we were together as a group. And this time it will be virtual because it's the very best that we can physically do at this time. I will share with you that a recording of that rally call is available for you. You should have received an email with a link to that, or you can go to the website. If you happen to miss that, or if you want to hear it again, just so that you're up to speed on things that are coming your way next weekend. It's coming that quickly. That February, the 6th and the 7th are rapidly becoming upon us, and we're so excited about that as our first major event, if you will, for 2021. I would also suggest and highly recommend that you go on the website early. Go on and make sure that you can log in, because sometimes here's what can happen. You normally watch these episodes, or you normally listen to things or watch things from the GIN website on your phone. And the challenge may be that it now does facial recognition, and so all you have to do is hit it and look at it, and all of a sudden life opens up for you, or it remembers that. Well, maybe for this weekend event, for a Saturday event that's going to run from 9 to 4 with a lunch break, and from probably 8:15 to 2-ish on Sunday, maybe you're going to be in front of a computer. Maybe you're going to be in a different area or using a different device to be able to observe this, and the automatic login doesn't happen for you. So just as a tip, if you could, go online, go to the website, log on where you're going to be participating in this event, and make sure that you can gain access, because we've all had this happen. You have a Zoom call and it doesn't link up at the right time for you, or you have a call and there's a deadline, and all of a sudden you don't have the password, or it doesn't log on correctly the first time you go on a conference call and you have to call back in. This is the world of technology. It's beautiful when it works, and it can become frustrating for some when it doesn't. Therefore, be prepared. Plan ahead. Be ready. Be there early. Sign in early. Get ready for an incredible event. Maybe you want to go on while you're on there. Maybe you want to go to the community page and update your photograph that's on there. Maybe you've been involved in the club for 10 years. I mean, we're going on, working on the 12th. Maybe you've been involved for some time and you've gotten slightly better looking, and you'd like to update that photo. So that's a perfect time to do that. Get on there, navigate around a little bit, get used to it, and get ready for an incredible weekend that's coming up. I will share with you as well that by the time we finish, there is plenty of time to still tune in for the Super Bowl. For those of you who are sports fans, it will be approximately 3 hours later. So there's plenty of time to get your favorite foods and beverages and get to your comfy chair and get ready for an afternoon of Super Bowl. Because we originally scheduled this to be going on in Vegas because of the excitement that would be there and the way to watch it there. And the Super Bowl is a culmination of the year in the world of sports and professional football. And it has significance in that we were going to represent the fact that this is a culmination of a year for us inside GIN as well. And this is a way in which we can reevaluate things. I've spoken in the past on different financial topics, and times that during the year when you can reevaluate things, when you can reassess things. And it's difficult to say I'm going to do that at the end of the year, because quite frankly, the end of the year gets extremely busy. Many of us run small businesses or multiple businesses, and just the accounting aspect and the gathering of information and the tax preparation and the posturing and the movements of all of the pieces that culminate at the end of the year make that a difficult time to add extra tasks. And so I have always personally done a reevaluation of those things. Is my portfolio, is my life insurance where I want it to be? Are my investment goals being met? Am I wanting to move funds from here to there? Am I reevaluating, do I really want to do that particular project anymore? So I picked that time of year because it's kind of a culmination, and I would suggest and recommend that you do the same. And it doesn't have to be around an event. It's just, for me, that's a bookmark, if you will, that says, hey, remember to do those things. And so when we get together on Super Bowl weekend, it really is the evaluation of another super year. It's been an incredible year. While there has been all kinds of disruption and all kinds of excitement around the globe throughout 2020, Gen has grown. Gen has grown dramatically. Gen has added members from multiple continents regularly because of you. Because of your spreading this word and talking to other people. Because of you sharing your like-minded ideas with others to recruit them into this club. Because the club only grows when you invite others into the club by adding members. The club saw record upgrades in 2020. People moving from one level to the next, from one level of learning and experience and exposure and frequency and vibration to the next at record pace. And that pace continues as we are in January of 2021. Again, it continues because people see the value in that. And it's so easy to have discussions with people as you change, as they notice when people say you're different. You respond differently. You react differently. You used to get upset. What have you done that's different? That's an opening for you to simply explain the club. Invite them to learn more about it. It's a fabulous group of like-minded people. I will share with you today that on our virtual global family dream weekend, we will have a number of presenters and speakers. We'll have some of your favorites like the Eds and Erlenes, and we will hear from our Lighthouse members in great presentation forms once again. And we will hear from many upper level Gen members. We will hear from our virtual chapter meeting leaders, and we'll hear from Sekou and Aline, and from David, and from Paul, and from Heather, of course, and Sekou, and Joanne, and you know, as you begin listing names, you typically forget one, and so if I have, I love you still and appreciate you. We're going to hear from Tim and Marcy with some spectacular financial advice and some takeaways that I believe will change the way that change the way you view things, maybe change the way you view you financially. By just beginning to evolve and make some new changes and evaluate where you are for where you may be expected to be, or maybe you're ahead of the game. It's a way in which learning from different people, learning different ways of looking at things, and maybe shifting your beliefs just slightly. And then next year a little bit more, and the next year a little bit more, and in 10 or 12 years you're drastically changing the way you react and the way you act and the way you believe and the way you are spiritually and the way you are financially and the way you are with your family and the leadership role that you've taken in your own home. It's a process, or for some, a process. It's a way in which we move forward as a group. And of course, we will also be hearing from Dr. Ted and from Blaine and from Lee, sharing more and more about our training and about how it applies and how it impacts each of us. And I'm sure there'll be some personal story in there. There always are, because that's what it's about. It's about sharing what's happened with you and within you with others so that they see it's possible, because if you can do it, they can do it too. It's simply the way that works. And we're going to have some special guests with Peter Sage is going to share with us some incredible learning that he has experienced, and what a magnificent trainer he is. We're going to hear from Dave Lacani. Some of you who were in, I believe it was New Orleans or Chicago or both that heard from Dave. talking about some business aspects of things that we're going to do. And you're going to get to hear from Dr. Michael Bruce, the sleep doctor. And so he's going to share some great tips with us about how COVID has impacted us and how the sleeping patterns, and some great takeaways and tidbits. And I know that you're going to love the presentations. We may even hear a message from Kevin. Maybe, if it's appropriate, if the time is right, if that step is available, then we will take that step. And if not, we will take that step the moment it is appropriate and available. Because that's who we are, and that's what we do. And that's the future that you have coming for you. This is a club of growth. This is a club of the future. This is a club of looking forward. We picked the words for the naming, for the title of this event very carefully, because this club has evolved one step at a time. And just as those steps for Kevin will happen one at a time, and when they're right, we will take them, and he will take them. The global aspect of what we do is so important because it wasn't global in the beginning. There weren't members from over 100 countries when this started. It started with a single man and a dream and a vision, and almost an obsession, if you will. A desire to allow others to be able to understand a way to communicate and a way to be, and using lessons that are thousands of years old to be able to grow and to be able to improve and to be able to become better people, better because of who they are. This is a club about working on yourself individually and as a group, and however large you choose that group to be, because we are in fact global. We do have members now from virtually every continent. We do have members now from all over the world. We are a global information network of people. The next aspect of that is virtual, because we are in fact going to do this virtually. In the beginning, there was a coming soon virtual component to this club. And there were founders and there were believers and there were people early on that said, I believe in this concept and I want to be a part of that. Virtual has changed over the last 12 years. We can now do all kinds of things, and there are so many great things coming in our future and our technologies that we are upgrading constantly to be able to deliver a better message to more people in an easier way for them to access it. And all of those things are happening, and all of those things will continue to happen. And who knows what this will be like 10 years from now or 12 years from now. I have a feeling it will be better. I have a feeling it will be easier. I have a feeling it will be more touch points and more connectivity and more people giving back to this club from an information, from a sharing standpoint, so that our library of information, our wealth of information continues to grow, because that's who we are. And that's our goal. And that's, as long as it's under our stewardship, that's the way we're going to move it. That's what we believe, and we believe that's the intention and the vision, because remember, we're only at level 7 at this point, and we're going to level 12. Many of you took advantage of the opportunity to be able to accomplish level 8 for free with Kevin. Congratulations. I can assure you, you made a great decision. Upgrading to those levels to be able to move forward is a spectacular decision. Now there's the year of 2021 where the way in which you can accomplish that task is to upgrade to level 7. Many of you are already there. Many of you are well on your way. Many of you have a plan. We are going to make available to you ways in which you can study level 6 and the first part, 7A and 7B, the first and second parts of that, so that you'll be eligible and ready to participate. And we'll be discussing those after we have this weekend event. Virtual is an important component. So is high touch. So is getting together. So is being with human beings. So is hugging people. So is smiling at people. So is getting closer than 6 feet with people. And that will happen again. The world has not stopped. It's had a disruption. We will be fine as people. The family aspect of this is building that community. A community like no other that I know of. And it is what attracts and keeps me involved in the world of Jinn, is the family aspect, the community aspect, the way in which we share and we grow and we share information and experiences, and the stories that we have to share with you on the successes that people have because they engaged in this club, because they applied the principles of the Success Mastery course. It's really that simple. It's not difficult. It's not hard. It takes commitment. It takes time. It takes a decision. It takes doing the right things long enough consistently. And the outcome is very predictable. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for each of you that have chosen this club and this path, at whatever pace you're on. I'm excited for you for that. Because I've seen the results, and I've seen the growth, and I've heard the stories. I heard one today. I don't have time to go into it all today. An amazing story. I'll share it with you eventually. An amazing story. The people have changed. It's that family. It's that like-minded people. It's that energy ball that we gather and garner. And it's that collective consciousness that we have. And it's a phenomenon that occurs when you get people together moving in the same direction. Much like a flock of birds. When you see them in the sky and they change direction, and there may be hundreds of them, maybe thousands of them. And there's no way, there's no time. It happens too quickly for them to be able to verbally communicate, hey, I'm turning left and going up 9 degrees. It's not the way it works. They are connected, and they move and they flow, much like this club has. As it's moved from its origination of level 1, when level 2 was released and the people that went there, and then level 3 was released and the people that moved there, and then level 4 and the people that moved there, and level 5 and the people that moved there, and then the testing to say, are you sure you're getting it, happens at that level, and there is a magical situation and scenario and energy shift that happens at that level. And then as they moved on to level 6 and they began the trainings, and the people that walk out of those rooms and they have this faraway look in their eye because they're buzzing on something that is so grand to be able to connect into. And as they move through level 7, to watch the growth and the shift that happened in this club at that time was amazing to watch. And I was honored to be a very small part of that. But my perspective was I was at the front of the room and could feel all of the energy that was emanating from every individual. It's a moment I'll never forget. I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'm honored to be a part of this club. That's what happens as you move forward. That's what happens as you grow. That's what happens as you accomplish your dream. You see, that's the next piece of this, which is the dream. The dream, the desire, the mission, the goal, all of those things, the chief aim, all of those things fit together to accomplish your dream. What is your dream? It's never too late to re-envision a dream. Maybe you'd given up on a dream. Maybe you don't have a dream yet. Maybe you haven't focused on it long enough. Maybe you're brand new to the club and you're saying, dream? I'm lucky to get to Friday. That's okay. That's a good chief aim. Next Friday. It's a good goal. It's a good desire. It's a good way to take one step. What's your next step? It's about that dream. It's about accomplishing that dream. It's about moving forward. It's about giving back. I talked to another gentleman that comes to mind this week from Australia. He called me to share the accomplishments of his dreams. And he called me to say, how can I give back? What can I do? What can I share? I've learned so much from Kevin and the Success Mastery course. You see, I have told you, I have suggested to you, I have recommended to you that I believe that this accumulation of material was put together in such a perfect sequence for learning. It's one of the most valuable tools on the planet. It's part of one man's dream to share the dream that shares the dream that shares the dream with others. That's what can occur inside this club. That's what is occurring inside this club, and that's what can occur inside of you. It is my hope it is occurring inside of you. It's a great thing. The weekend. See, we're going to be together for the weekend. It's the first time in some time we've been together for a Saturday from 9 to 4 with a lunch break, and on Sunday from 9 to 2-ish excuse me, 8:15. We've added some bonus features. When I was going through the lineup, there's even bonus material that can't fit in the timeline because it's so compressed, and we're going to release that to those of you who are signed up and attend. You'll have access to that because we can do that because we're a virtual club and we can give you access to those things on the website. It's really that simple. It will be well worth your while to spend a weekend. Spend the weekend with your family. Spend your weekend moving forward. Spend your weekend growing. Spend your weekend becoming who you're going to become in 2021. It is our desire and it is our hope that we deliver for you the best weekend so far in the year of 2021. I'm Dr. Tom. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great one.